We are on lesson 3, and our chapter is project management. Scheduling and project management. Many construction jobs are done every day without using a formal scheduling method. Do we know that? Knowing how to schedule and organize tasks can be very helpful in completing your projects on time. A schedule takes the list of tasks and labor hours that were included in your initial estimate and assigns them an order of completion. Topics: scheduling process, scheduling and cash management. What is project management? Who's the project manager? Project supervisor team, project life cycle, tracking project progress, budget and cost controls, and quality assurance. The scheduling process. Based on the start and end dates of the project that were indicated in the contract, the scheduler adjusts all the necessary tasks within this period in the most efficient manner. To do this, the scheduler needs to determine several factors. The sequence of the tasks. What order do they need to be done in? The activity duration. How long is it going to take to do each of these tasks? We have to add in some contingency time. In this case, that means time for things we do not anticipate. We need some task time ranges. Yes, we've got an idea of how long it takes, but what is the time range of possible finishing? And we also need the idea of float time. We need some more time in there for things that just simply packing up tools, bringing out other tools. You need some float time. Scheduling methods. The 3 main types of scheduling are calendar scheduling, bar graph scheduling, and critical path method. Calendar scheduling is a simple method that can be done using a regular desktop calendar. It is recommended to schedule small projects. Calendar scheduling is the way Lansing Linoleum scheduled for 66 years. Now it's common to use a computerized calendar, but calendar scheduling is the simplest method and the one that you're most likely to use. On larger projects, bar graph scheduling often comes into play. This is a graphic representation of all the scheduling. With bar graphs, it shows you each task in order and how long those tasks are going to take. The critical path method of scheduling is another scheduling method that is often used by project managers in large construction projects. This method shows the sequence of tasks. It shows tasks that can be completed simultaneously, so the project manager can get more than one trade working at the same time. And it highlights tasks that are critical to on-time completion of the project. There are some computer programs that are out there that you can use for scheduling larger projects. They're very useful. So take a look. There's Microsoft Project. There's a bunch of different methods that you can use on the internet. So explore that if you intend to get into larger projects. You're going to want to learn the critical path method of scheduling. Scheduling and cash management. Effective cash flow management helps you ensure that you have enough working capital to complete your project. To manage your cash during a project, before you start that project, complete a cash flow budget during the time when you're setting up your scheduling. In that cash flow budget, note all the progress payment dates, and then forecast when you are going to need money for your expenses. How often are you going to pay labor? At Lansing Linoleum, once a week, like clockwork. We're paying out a payroll. How are we going to get enough money to manage our payroll over a long project? You also want to monitor your cash income and expenses throughout the project. If the project is going to take 30 days, you want to make sure that on the 10th day of the project, you are taking a look to make sure that you're not going to run into problems with needing more cash before you finish the project. What is project management? Project management is a challenging task involving the management of several different factors. The project budget, you need to keep that in mind. The quality standards, those have to be kept up. Project plans and specifications, are they changing? Do we have modifications? How is going with those? And all your resources, labor and materials, etc. Who is the project manager? It is the person who plans and coordinates the construction project to achieve the general goals of the project and serves as the main contact with the owner. So the project manager on most of your projects is you. If you have at Lansing Linoleum Company, if you were an estimator, you were also a project manager. You had the main contact with the customer. Every company is organized a little differently. The project supervisory team. Depending on the size of the project, the supervising team might consist of a superintendent, a foreman, a material dispatcher, and an architect and owner's representative. The superintendent, helped by the foreman, manages the day-to-day operations on the job site. So you've got your job super, you've got your foreman, you've got your project manager, then your superintendent, then your foreman. Tracking project progress. A good project manager ensures that all the project deadlines are being met. Daily reports and status reports are tools that you can use to monitor your progress. What information is important to include in your daily reports? The name and location of the project, the date, the weather conditions, the employees that are at work, their job description, their hours worked on each task, change orders, work progress, and other relevant information. This is the daily log or the daily report. While the daily report is a record of the daily progress in the project, the status report summarizes the most important parts of the project and is used by the project manager to report to customers and other team members. So we have a daily report and a status report used by the project manager. Budgetary and cost controls. A good project manager will control the costs to ensure that the project stays within budget. Some recommendations that help keep the cost of your materials under control are just-in-time deliveries. That will keep your inventory low. When I first started doing one of the jobs I had in the company was purchasing, and we did central purchasing at Lansing Linoleum Company. That meant that all of the lists for materials got turned into one person, and that one person managed all the orders. So that was my job for a time. So I had 30 days on the schedule with a whole group of projects. So I started ordering all the materials, and in they came way ahead of the start time of the project. Soon I had the warehouse overflowing with goods that we were going to need to pay for, but they weren't due to start on the project for another 3 or 4 weeks. So just in time deliveries, I learned that concept. I had to order all the materials just in time to have them come in, count them, pay attention to what they were, make sure they were right, and get them out on the job site. No time just sitting in the warehouse, taking up space and needing to be paid for. Next, you might use a purchase order system. That will help you organize and document your materials. What is a purchase order system? It is simply a book that has purchases in it, or a computer setup that has purchases in it. You give the job number, you say exactly what you're ordering, and you document what you have just ordered and what you expect to get. Next, we need a proper receiving process to confirm the correct quality and quantity of materials. So when you pick up your materials, you need to check. You need to check that it is the correct color, that you have the right amount, and you don't have any damage to the material. That is a receiving process. The easiest way to monitor your budget is to use the cost estimate and a job cost recording system to determine if you have any cost overruns. On a large construction project, you'll have a job shack. What are they doing in there? The project manager and the supervisor and the foreman at the end of every day are checking to see how much product they used. They are recording everything that was done, and they are comparing it to their overall budget to see how much of money they're spending as they move through time on the project. And this is how you make sure that you're not getting a cost overrun, which is the proper term for running over budget. Quality assurance. The project manager also has to pay attention to quality assurance. Ensuring that the client receives quality construction work is one of the most important aspects of managing a project. Ensuring quality in your construction projects will build the reputation of your business and the number of clients, as well as reduce the possibility of legal action. Some of the ways you can guarantee quality are exact and detailed plans and specifications, detailed workshop plans, a quality control program, and customer satisfaction surveys. This is how you guarantee quality.